What's the good word, y'all? It's your boy DKB here. We have a breakout All-Pro. If you leave it to the words of Sports Illustrated national writers Matthew Verderame, and I'm super excited to hear this because we need a breakout candidate in as many areas as we can get it, and Xavier Gipson isn't a name that you would generally ever hear put in that category just based on expectations around him, regardless of some of the hype that we got from OTAs. So for this exercise, Matthew here, he excluded anybody that's been named to a first or second team All-Pro in the past, which makes our man Xavier Gipson ripe for this particular exercise. He's expecting a huge jump from Xavier Gipson as a kick returner, where the key for him is going to be less turnovers and more opportunities. We've heard Robert Saleh highlight the fact that he's expecting about 80 to 100 projected touches for any returner with the new kickoff rules in place. He's also already mentioned that Xavier Gipson gets first dibs shotgun on both of the kick return roles, and seeing if he can nail down not only one but two of these, which should definitely boost his chances to go ahead and snag one of these awards, right? And before people get to saying, if it even comes to that it's not important, right? Who cares? Field advantage. How many times have the New York Jets had to start, within their own 30-yard line, and with the offense ineptitude that we've seen before, struggle to even make it to the 50-yard line. Now you're talking about a guy that potentially can go out there and flip the field in our favor, give us starting advantages on the opponent's side of the field more often than not. And it's not a far-fetched idea. I mean, he put up 830 total return yards last year, averaged 9.7 yards per punt return, and had a 23.2 average as a kick returner. Specifically, Matthew kind of highlighted that as a rookie, Gipson was electrifying. He had 22 returns for 511 yards, while also adding a game-winning punt return touchdown in Week 1 over the Bills. The big coaching point for Gipson is going to be cutting down on his 5 fumbles, as mentioned. So, I mean, really the sky's the limit with anybody that feels like they have a solid returner, right? If you had one or two, maybe even multiple guys that you felt good about last year, then you should be really jumping for joy. And the New York Jets are no different, right? We have a bevy of guys that you can go for, but I definitely remember that Week 1 game, right? It's seeing Xavier Gipson return that punt, and when you go back and look at the film, there's a couple of things that probably should have been called. Luckily didn't. That would have called the punt back, but nonetheless, there's a different element of knowing that there's an electrifying factor in the return game, right? On the flip side, think about it. When we had Justin Hardy out there, we knew that it was very rare, a slim chance, if any, that a returner was going to be able to go out there and make anything major happen. You're getting that same effect on the return side, and I'm hyped for it right now. You add to the fact that maybe he becomes an All-Pro as a returner with the hype from OTAs, where he's on a different connection level with Aaron Rodgers when it comes to eating up defenses, end zone coverage, finding those open gaps, those spaces, those soft shells out there. And he's making things happen, right? He's a guy that definitely has some plus after the catch ability. So he could be in for, maybe some receiving rewards here as well, and kind of really round out his hardware trophy room, if you will, for the 2024 season. But with that said, I think that in and of itself is a huge win. You go from an undrafted free agent to an All-Pro in just 2 years. That's pretty ridiculous, right? So let me know what you guys think. Ultimately, though, could this be a real breakout season for Xavier Gipson as a receiver or as a returner? And I'll catch you guys again. Peace.